Hey y'all, welcome back to another series on this channel. Listen, our last series we were talking about what it really looks like to co-parent with God, and I was sharing with you all some practical tips and a bit of my journey. Now I want us to really get into what the basis of the Parent Network really is about. We are about leaving legacy, living legacy, breaking unhealthy cycles. But what does that look like on a practical, everyday basis? So that's what this new series is going to be about. So stick around. If you know that you are a parent that is breaking unhealthy cycles, you know that you are the first one to do anything different. This channel and this series is for you. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Parent Network because we're getting ready to throw out some real goodness. To break a cycle is to come out of agreement with anything that is not serving the purpose, the plan, and the vision for your life. So many of us may have grew up with families that swept things under the rug. There was lack of communication. We didn't talk to our children, or the parents didn't talk to us as children about anything. We were only seen, not heard. And so when you stepped into your role of parenting, although some of those things were ingrained in you, you knew that that's not how you wanted to do it. That is a perfect example of breaking something that is unhealthy. Because if you recall, I spoke about this before, that we are not called to manage our children. We are called to steward them. And so stewardship says I have to do things differently. It looks differently, absolutely, when we're stewarding our children, because there is a grace for that. There is communication that happens with stewardship. There is authenticity and transparency, vulnerability that comes with stewarding your children. There's discipline that comes with stewarding our children, not just punishment. And we'll get into that later, because that used to be a whole debate about you have to punish your children, and people had the idea that punishment was whipping, and they're not the same. So I want us to understand, with that working definition, that's what it looks like to break something that is unhealthy. Now let's talk about what it looks like to build legacy and to live that legacy and not just leave it. So let's look at the definition of legacy. Legacy is something left or handed down from a previous generation, such as money, property, or ideas. It can also refer to the lasting impact or impression a person makes on the world through their action or creation. And so that's what we really want to look at when we're talking about legacy. What is lasting impact and an impression that is made on the world through our action and creation? We've been given these children, we've been given a spouse, we've been given things also. And in Proverbs, it tells us that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. And so for us as godly parents, it is important that we leave legacy, so inheritance, but we also live it. So how are we impacting our children today? How are they impacting us? How are we coming together to make a family generational impact? That's what it looks like to build legacy. And I know some of us may not have had any type of blueprint for that. I know I could speak from first hand experience. I have not had a blueprint for many of the things that I have done. Matter of fact, most of the things that I have done, I've not had a blueprint for it. However, when God said, Ashley, you are the blueprint, He meant that thing, y'all. And it has been a journey. It has felt like, why did you choose me to do this? Why couldn't I just be born into a wealthy family? Why couldn't anybody just teach me some of the things that I have to now learn as an adult? But when I look through the overall journey of my life, I really wouldn't trade it for the world, because it has built resilience in me. And I know that it has built a resilience in you. And so now what we have to do is bring that experience together not from a place of pain, but from a place of using the wisdom that the pain might have given us. So that way, the impact of our next generation is not fighting the same demons that we fought, but they are able to have a new launching board. Why? Because we're building legacy.